Now this is a Boeing 747. It's a very happy plane because it's one of the only planes that can smile. Hold on. Here in the cockpit on the tablet, we can open the nose. And slowly but surely, the airplane starts to be very happy indeed. Everybody, yes, this is the brand new Boeing 747-200 freighter, which was released just a few days ago by the developer of Fearless. They're known for making extremely realistic 747-200s. Yes, it has study level death apparently, and you can buy it now for €65.39 of the SimMarket store. Check it out in the description. SimMarket sent me this airplane for free to review, though, just for transparency. Either way, now after a while, and we've sped up the time here in the flight sim, it really takes a long time to get that airplane really heavy, we can see, well, we can start to see the insides of the plane. Indeed, and well, what is really impressive about these airplanes always is the extensive cockpit. This is an old 747-200. This is definitely a plane from the 60s, and you can tell that by the fact that it still has an engineering panel, so it becomes a bit of a challenge to even turn it on at all. And you know what, I really like that. This is a bit different than flying your Airbus that practically flies itself. No, you take over the roles of 3 people in the cockpit. Either way, first of all, I want to take a bit of a peek here inside of the rest of the plane. Alright, so this is the upper deck, where we have some first class seating for people to sit in it. Also, we have a kitchen. Wow! And what's very interesting is the crew rest area. You know, this is a cargo plane after all. They can take turns flying, and so you can go to sleep if you want to. Now, here's sort of a trap door, which would allow you to go down into the cargo area indeed. But we can't do that. Oh, we can. Never mind. Yes, we've been somehow done it. And look at this, everybody. The vast cargo area of the Boeing 747-200. It really is impressive now, by the way. The nose has... It's not even done opening now. What I think is cool is that the nose cargo door controls, for example, work. We can put on the light. No. Probably doesn't work because this airplane has no power. But look, this seems really cool. And also the fact that you can go up here into the cockpit. What a unique front door design this cargo airplane has. Now, let's go ahead and power this airplane on. Battery right there. Beautiful.
Cockpit to ground. Put the chocks on.
What? We just heard a German voice. Yeah, they have some recordings here that... Yeah, it's fine. Okay, shut up. Let's go ahead and turn on the APU right here. Start that up. Yes, we could fire test it. Okay, and the APU is powering on. Yes, and we can close this to make the airplane go to power. Now, the interesting fact is that this is basically just an overhead panel that's been non-compressed. So while this airplane may look really scary, it's not really at all. Either way, here is the front of the cockpit. Right now, none of the instruments work because they're not powered. Go and find out how we can do that. Yep, we have to use the radio master bus. As you can see, some of the stuff has turned on. Yep, good. Now, with the door open, let's talk about loading this airplane, okay? We do that also here on this iPad. We can select the payload. Right now we have 0 kilograms of cargo, and we use our mouse wheel to change these values. For example, we can load a maximum of 164,000 kilograms. Let's load that in right now. And yes, it's loading very quickly. And yeah, this is where the airplane kind of comes to its limits, honestly. While the iPad thinks we're loading cargo, we don't see any animation of that. We don't see a loader truck loading in our things. We only see dynamic cargo starting to show up as we load in more. And that's kind of where I missed this a little bit. I mean, that's what's really special about the magic of this airplane, is having a loader that loads something into the nose right in, kind of like the Airbus Beluga. But you know what? You know what is special about flying a cargo plane is flying it completely empty, because you have a lot of power. We're gonna do some cargo experiments later. Let's go ahead and deplane the airplane. Unload. After all, we're at a short runway, and definitely this plane is not gonna have any issues with that, especially when empty. Let's go ahead and close everything, which takes a while. As you can see, this is even 2 times speed. It takes a while. Either way, I'm pretty sure we can already turn on those engines. Engine ignition, put this into normal. Engine ground start is what we want, which doesn't work, probably because I haven't connected the engine. Yeah, that should be good.
Starting engine 2. Starter valve open.
Sirski, wonderful. Engine number 2, yes. And as you can see, it's turning on. Yeah, we can see some spinach in the engine number 2. Good stuff. So it's time to put fuel in the engine number 2, indeed. Look at that. Yeah. And I like these analog instruments. Look, N2 compressor is coming up. We can maybe even start engine number 1 as well. Now, when N2 reaches 10%, we put the fuel on. Yeah, let's turn on engine number 4 and maybe number 3 as well. Come on. Yes, sir. Good. Yeah, the engines are all on now, but the instruments aren't. How do I do that? Help. Yeah, probably the standby power. Wow, everything powers on immediately. Yeah, this airplane, I think it's well priced for what it is, because, you know, there is some system debt. But like the idea that everything just comes to life the second I pull the switch, nah. Either way, the circuit breakers, for example, don't work either. But you know, we're not expecting like ultra high simulation here. Something I like is that our smile is slowly starting to... Oh, we still have the chocks attached. We can remove the chocks.
Remove the chocks. Cockpit
yes. All right, all's fine. Let's go and set the flaps to something. Now, something that I'm going to swiftly ignore is the pretty realistic SIVA INS system. This is from before we had GPS. I mean, this airplane flew for a decade or two before GPS was even a thing at all. So, note this has inertial navigation. I'm not going to use that. Something that's good, though, is that we can switch it to like an FMC system. So, upgrade it to actually something that is proper. Oh, that's a lot better. Good. Let's release the park and brake and start going. Yeah. Now, hear the power and sound of the beautiful CF6... Oh, we've hit a building. That's fine. Yeah. The beautiful CF6 engines. Now, in comparison to, like, Microsoft Flight Simulator, this airplane doesn't taxi like a toy. Yeah, a little bit of off-roading happening here. This is a small taxiway. And look at the little particles that happen whenever we, like, very suddenly move the nose... sorry. And so, it's about time we take off this fully empty 747-200. Let's go and put the engines to full power, and they spool up really quickly. Yeah, takeoff power set. We're doing a static takeoff, which means we're gonna release the brakes now. Yeah, and this airplane is moving, ladies and gentlemen. Look at the insane power of it, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna be able to rotate really quick. Yeah, really quickly. Good. We can see the beautiful tilted landing gear with a beautiful eagle claw, and it comes up immediately as well. Look at the animation of it. Beautiful. This climb rate is insane. This airplane is crazy. Let's see how quickly it stops real quick before we put this thing to a weight test. All right, this airplane warns us that the landing gear isn't down. No trouble. Put the flaps out fully. And get this airplane prepared for a landing. Arm the spoilers. And what I think is funny is that all this is in French. Autoland, autorise, pose, vitesse, volet. This is, by the way, the old autopilot, of course. Since this is, after all, an Air France cargo airplane. Oh, wait, here's the runway. Let's maybe even do a smooth landing. Honestly, this airplane will probably stop in a jet, because it could be 160,000 kilograms heavier than it is right now. Yeah. There it is. It's coming in nicely.
40, 30, 20, 10.
Are we going to touch down anytime soon? Are you thinking about doing that? We have this...
Check the reverse.
Yeah, there we go. And we can probably stop using the remaining of the runway. Because, I mean, oh my God, this is actually insane. Holy moly, we stopped in 0 time. The late landing absolutely wasn't a problem at all. What I really like there is the... which is probably some radio altitude thing, right? Whenever it reaches like the high pitch, you know you're close to the ground, I guess. Maybe. Because this airplane did not have GPWS callouts, I guess. Now let's give this Atlas Air 747 something to feed by opening the nose door right here. And once again, because I was a bit unhappy that this airplane doesn't have a loader, I decided to add one myself. So this right here is my little animated loader that will be able to put something into the plane. The question, though, is what? After all, this airplane isn't necessarily like a dream lifter, you know? After all, it was made for loading in pallets and stuff. Can't be higher than 196 centimeters. Trying to put a full-on Airbus A320 fuselage, which is something we're doing right now, won't be very possible at all. Maybe it's the equivalent of trying to eat a whole wedding cake in one sitting without cutting it. It's just not gonna work, is it? No, don't break it. It's not even done. Oh, no. It just breaks through. It just breaks the airplane, isn't it? It's just going to break through the entire cockpit as well. So, yeah, I mean, this thing weighs like 20 tons, which is nothing for this thing. It's not able to carry aircraft parts around at all. After all, that's what we have the Dreamlifter version of the 747 for. And it's probably not normal to see the object of an A320 fuselage breaking. Nope, it just doesn't fit, ladies and gentlemen. What a shame. So we need to come up with something. Name something that is around about 48 meters long and weighs 160 tons. I'm not really interested in putting a pipeline in here. Let's maybe do some tanks. I just want to like fill this up. Or how about 5 of them? And I realized despite me having this extremely long loader, it's, well, it's not long enough to load 5 flat bed trucks in it. These should weigh around a few tons each. Just maybe say 60 tons or something like. Oh, I'm sorry. I haven't really done the let's pretend this is not happening. Yeah, there we go. That looks a lot better. Yes, everybody, this is the largest thing that I could somehow try to fit in this. I mean, it barely does. But like in terms of like width and in terms of height, you know what? No, this actually wouldn't really work. You'd have to kind of remove the tires. Other than that, let's say 50 tons. These are very heavy vehicles. Come on, there we go. Look at this. This is all loaded in as it should be. Hey, yeah, that looks great and pretty much uses all the space that this thing can even bear at all. It goes all the way in the back. In fact, this car right here is as far down as it can be. Look at that. Great. All right, so let's see how this will go. Get into the cockpit of the 747. We have a takeoff alert, probably because the flaps aren't. But what I like to see, shut up, really. What I really like to see is these engine instruments right here. There are different ones we can set up, and this is like a screen? Honestly, it might not be. This is so sick. Also, with this navigation display that probably came after the SIVA. Oh, wait. All good. Holy moly. This airplane does not have any trouble taking off at all with this current load. Because what is 60,000 kilograms of payload to this plane? Look, we've got an entire 737 of weight in this one. Yet it can definitely load like 290,000 kilos. That's insane. All right. After all, normally this plane runs out of space before it runs out of things it can carry weight-wise. This is very much unlike, for example, the Dreamlifter that runs out of weight first and then out of space because there's just so much space, you know. So let's try something heavy. Something really heavy. Why am I doing this? I think in order to actually challenge this airplane, we need something immensely dense. How big is 160 tons of gold? Well, I've got to load it up right here. Now, this is a worthy opponent for the 747. Now, I know this kind of looks like a solid block of butter, but that's fine. This 747 is about to become a very much more expensive. This block of gold, which in this current state, which weigh around 167 tons, would cost around about, I don't know, sometimes numbers become so high, 21 billion. $21 billion. So, ladies and gentlemen, there it is, right in the middle of the 747. We've made an airplane that's quite heavy now. And also, I think maybe the weight distribution isn't necessarily smart. That's fine. Full power! Oh, come on. Don't mess it up. Jesus, it's a bit very much aftward. Come on, stop doing a tail strike. Yeah, this plane is as heavy as it can be, but it can be, you know? Why are the systems not running? All right, this plane is a bit broken, but I think we can soon achieve lift despite our heavy loads. Let's take a look. Come on. Yeah, it does require the whole runway though. Having loaded $21 million worth of gold. Very, very powerful. Let's go ahead and load as much as this airplane can weigh. I want to overweight. I want to make this very heavy. Very heavy. Let's overdo it. Let's do 400,000 kilograms right into sim, and we can just see how when we do that, the airplane starts struggling. This would be a fully loaded freight locomotive or a large ocean yacht. That's probably not gonna fit. Hey, let's go ahead and take off now. Yeah, 80 knots. Look at this. This airplane's got some takeoff alerts. Let's go ahead and put the flaps down. Hey, we are speeding up. We might be able to actually achieve lift. Yes, the nose landing gear is already up. It's already up. The rest of the plane will come up shortly, I'm pretty sure. Please, you have only got a limited amount of runway left. Yes, 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 yes. Interestingly enough, we've been able to take off. Wait, hold on. We've only went 4 tons above maximum takeoff weight. Wait. We got to make this airplane heavier. Can we do that right now? Yes, we can, I'm pretty sure. Yes, it lets us go even heavier. 437,000 kilograms. Let's go ahead and write that into sim. And now we are very, very heavy. All the amounts of cargo fun you can have with a Boeing 747, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, let's not crash. Okay, crash is impending. Death. Yeah. And of course, we can do a landing in which we'll probably clip the brakes. Oh my goodness. Oh, we need a lot of speed to actually fly here now. This thing is very fat. Okay.
30, 20, 10.
Oh, though, that was a nice landing. There we go. We can put the reversers to the max. Let's go ahead and use the brakes as well. And so we can stop ASAP, sort of, maybe. Now, maybe we're only barely overweight, ladies and gentlemen. Please ignore the slight amount of fire. That's a lot of fire now. Great. So everybody, the new Fearless Cargo 747. Definitely not a bad aircraft, definitely not the most realistic one out there though, but it is the best simulation of a 747-200 and of a cargo for any flight sim. So thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys tomorrow as always. Good night. The special thanks goes out to my members, my supporters, Guns Killer, R27, James Duram, that dude, Anime Gods of Gaming, Derek, Insider Plane, Nishijitsu Fanner, Professional Jamal, Ryland Williams, and New the York. You've got beautiful names.